All right. Yesterday, we just solved word problems that were one number is larger than the other number. We translated words into mathematical operations. We're going to do the same thing today, but these problems specifically have to do with perimeter. We're going to follow the same three problem solving steps. Define your variables, and I usually use let statements to do that. Set up your equations and solve. Translate into an equation using your let statements, and define your answer. Give exactly what the problem is looking for. I added an extra step. Draw a picture, label it. I find it so helpful when solving perimeter problems or problems that do with geometry. Draw the figure. Like, that's your length, that's your width. Label it. Then you're going to see we're going to use the perimeter formula. Some of us might not remember what the perimeter formula is, but we do remember that a perimeter is the distance all the way around the figure. So if we have a figure, we have it labeled. If we can't remember that formula, we'll be able to maybe still solve the problem using our picture that we drew. All right, first example. The length of a rectangle is 6 inches more than its width. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 24 inches, find its dimensions. All right, just like we always do, let's identify the important math words. I think I've underlined the majority of them. There's the formula for perimeter. Perimeter is equal to twice the length plus twice the width. If you don't remember that, you have your picture to fall back on that you labeled, and you can combine like terms and write your equation from your picture you drew. All right, so there's my picture. I drew a rectangle, the length and the width. I know my length is 6 inches more than my width. 6 inches more than my width. I'm going to define my variables. My variables, I'm letting my width equal W this time. I could have used X. I could have said X is my width, and then my length would have been X plus 6. But no, I said my width was W, therefore my length is W plus 6. There's your more than. More than is plus, is equals to. Next step, let's write an equation and solve. What math operation words are in the problem? I pretty much used most of them already. I use the is and the more than over here to get the length. Here's the equation for perimeter. Let's plug everything in. Perimeter is 24. Is. That came from here. That was some more of my math words in the problem, my operation words. All right. Do y'all see how did I go? Where did this come from? Where on earth did this come from? It is from here. P equals, here's P. P is what? 24. 24 is 2. That's from the formula. 2 times your length. There's your length plus twice your width, and your width is just W, 2W. Now we're just going to solve it, which we know how to do. Bam. Distribute that 2. Combine like terms. 2 plus 2 is 4. In case you don't see that, 2W, 2W gives you 4W. Next step, subtract 12 from both sides. We want to get W alone. 24 minus 12 is 12. The 4W you just bring down. There's one more step. There's something with the W still, but he needs to be by himself. Isolate him. Divide both sides by 4. You get 3. W is 3. All right, give exactly what the problem is asking for. I have not given what the problem is asking for yet. I have found that W is equal to 3. My width is 3. 3 what? It's actually 3 inches. Don't forget your units. We'll include that in our final answer. All right, so I know that W is 3. I know my length is 6 more than my width. So the dimensions of the rectangle are a length of 9 inches and a width of 3 inches. And it's always great practice to double check. Twice my length plus twice my width. Does that equal 24? 2 times 9, 18. 2 times 3, 6. Yes, sirree, Bob, that is indeed equal to 24. Our answer is correct. Our dimensions are 9 inches and 3 inches. Good deal, guys. Let's go to the next slide. All right, example 2. The length of a rectangle is 3 centimeters less than twice its width. The perimeter of the rectangle is 18 centimeters. Once again, find the dimensions. We want both the length and width. Highlight, underline, emphasize your math words. Draw a rectangle. There's my length and there's my width. And this, I'm going to reiterate this again. The reason I drew a rectangle, in case I didn't remember the formula, I could come up with the formula on my own. A rectangle, the perimeter is all the way around. So that's L plus W plus this other L over here plus W. Okay, I could have old schooled it like I didn't ever, I never learned that formula. That's 2 L's plus 2 W's. All right? That's why I love having a picture. It really helps out. All right, what's our next step? Define our let statements. Use let statements to define our variables. Once again, I'm going to let W be width and length. Where did I get this from? Where did that come from? The length is 3 centimeters less than twice its width. Okay, I just wrote 3 minus 2W. We know that is wrong. 3 less than. Less than is a reversal word. It goes behind. That is where that came from. Beautiful. All right, what's next? Set up your equation. Solve. I highlighted all my math operation words in the problem. Here is your perimeter formula. And I know my perimeter is 18. Is 18. There you go. Once again, P, 18. P is 18 is equal to 2L. L is 2W minus 3. 3 less than twice my width. 2W, I let W be the width. So it's just W. Distribute. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Just bring down that 2W. Combine like terms. 4 plus 2 is 6. Add 6 to both sides because I want to get my variable by itself. 18 plus 6 is 24. Just bring down that 6W. You haven't done anything with it yet. We're going to do something now with that 6 though. Divide by 6. 24 divided by 6 is 4. My width is 4. Don't forget your units, 4 centimeters. All right. Define your answer. Give exactly what the problem is asking for. My problem was asking for dimensions. Dimensions means length and width. I've got my width. My width is 4 centimeters. My length is twice that. It's minus 3. So 2 times 4 minus 3. My length is 5 centimeters. So I'm going to give exactly what the problem was asking for. The problem was asking for dimensions. The dimensions of the rectangle are a length of 5 centimeters, a width of 4 centimeters. For good measure, we should check that out, see if it works. 2 times 5 plus 2 times 4 Does that equal 18? 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 plus 8 is indeed equal to 18. All right, guys, I hope these two examples help you out a little bit. Just make sure you go through, underline, identify all the important words in the problem, define your variables, and then create an equation, solve your equation, and go back and say, hey, what exactly was the problem asking for? If the problem had only asked for width, guess what? You would have been done right there. If the problem had only asked for length, you would have had to find that. Now, the next step on top of this would be like, we did some of these in class. If I went a step further and asked you what the area of this rectangle was, that would have been a great question to ask. Area is length times width, right? Well, you need the length and width. You got them now. So the area of our rectangle is 4 times 5. It is 20 centimeters squared. So that's something else you might see in these types of problems. All right, have a great day. Bye.